Welcome to Pigeon River Farm, doing farming right. I'm Robert Brown, the owner of Pigeon River Farm. Thank you for viewing. In tonight's episode, we're going to discuss riding the storm out. Here, the last couple of years, we've had unusually vicious weather during the winter time. We've had very vicious blizzards, even though it does happen in Wisconsin on a kind of regular basis. The last couple of years, we've had the most significant snow. We had 31 inches of snow over a 3-day period, and there was already snow on the ground. So it ends up being quite a challenge, and how we have to approach it on the farm. We have to make sure we have equipment that's ready and set to go when we have this level of snow. Our primary responsibility is the welfare of the animals. We have to keep the animals safe and protected from the storm. Scottish Highland cattle can do pretty good out on pasture, but we calf during the winter time or year round, but there's a lot of new calves out there. So we got to make sure that we can accommodate the conditions that they'll be dealing with. Also, we keep all the chickens in our multiple high tunnels, so them big greenhouses are susceptible to collapse when you have an historic level of snow. We get 6-10 inches of snow, not a problem whatsoever. But when you get up into 20 and 30 inches of snow in one time, that's more than them structures are designed, mainly because the snow comes off the side, fills up, and starts to back up the sides of the structure. So it isn't really the snow sitting truly on top, but everything coming in from the side. So we got to utilize a multiple piece of equipment we have for snow removal here. One, we have a skid steer, a loader tractor, and then of course my favorite and the most effective tool on the farm is our payloader. Payloader is able to move a significant amount of snow easily and allows us to stay in front of the storm. The 31 inch of snowstorm we had with 70-mile-an-hour winds was almost unbearable. We had at a point that I ran the machine almost around the clock, maintaining a building so they didn't collapse. In our area, during that snow, just in our immediate county, we had over 80 barns collapsed with many fatalities of cattle and other livestock. So we knew it was our responsibility, more so for the chickens, and also the responsibility to keep our buildings intact. So utilizing the equipment and being prepared. So we study the forecast. We're always looking at it, not much different than a pilot. So my drone flying and my farming, we're always looking at the weather, even during the winter time, make sure we don't get surprised by a storm. So what we do when we do get that level of snow is we have a plan, and plan is what level of equipment are we going to have to use and what is first. What areas need to be cleaned. So we get the snow removed. I got to have a strategy for where the snow is going to go, because you always remember after that snow could be another one. We've had a point where you can hardly move the snow anymore, no place to go. Again, we mentioned on the cattle earlier, one of the problems that we deal with the calves is they're so small. When they're so little, it's hard for them to get around in the deep snow. Doesn't have any harm, they're healthy as can be in them conditions, but they can literally, imagine being that short, trying to propel yourself through deep snow drifts. Mother cows typically will blaze a trail for them, but we had, on a couple of occasions, we had to actually go out into the pasture with the payloader and move snow to make a path to the feeder and then a path to the lean-to on the barn so that the little guys could get out of the snow. And then protecting our high tunnel was the other primary responsibility. So as you've seen, we're utilizing a lot of equipment to do the job. It takes a lot of forethought, a lot of energy, let me tell you, both mechanical and physical energy to be ahead of the storm. So I thank you and have a great evening.